Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome to Saturday Hodgepodge. My kind of weekly thing I've started doing on Saturdays where I talk about my reading and booktube stuff and bookish stuff. I want to start off by kind of just sharing what I've read this week since last week. So this week I finished reading Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk. And this was a really good book. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting and really entertaining. I'm not sure that I think it's a great book. It is one of those books that I'm still thinking about. But I did enjoy it a lot, and I don't see any reason why anybody who's interested in Olga Tokarczuk's work, since she won the Nobel Prize, wouldn't pick this book up and read it. I did think it was really good. And like I said, I am still thinking about it. Some really interesting stuff, some really interesting ways of kind of telling the story and of creating this main character. People have mentioned to me before I read it that it probably could count as a mystery. I definitely think it could. It's a fairly unique, I guess almost like a closed room mystery or a isolated mansion style mystery, even though it's not set in a mansion and it's not set in a closed room. It has that kind of feel to it, where there are only a few characters, there are only a few people who could actually be doing the things described in the book. But I did enjoy it. It was a really good read. The other thing that I finished reading, hello Zelda, the other thing that I finished reading just this morning and that I recorded my Voxer message for was the buddy read I was doing with Britta Bohler came to an end today, and we were reading Edith Wharton's The House of Mirth. What a great book this is. I've already written out my top 10 books of the year for my top 10 books of the year video, and now I think I'm going to have to go back and rewrite it. This was just an extraordinary read. Always great to get to read with Britta. There's Ike back there now too. I told Britta in my message, I can't believe, and I'm embarrassed to say, that I got to the age of 52 as a citizen of the United States of America without ever reading Edith Wharton. And what a great writer she is, and what a great book this is, and what a great reading experience it is. Britta tells me that she thought that The Age of Innocence was a better book, and if it's a better book than that, then I have to add it to my TBR, because this was just a great book, and I'm just so impressed with Edith Wharton's ability as a writer, as Britta pointed out, as her ability to write just extraordinary sentences, and then her ability to craft a really powerful, engaging story around an intricate plot. It was just one of those kind of completely positive reading experiences. So, my next read, and I'll roll my little TBR card, what I'm going to try to read before the end of the year is a detective story by Attica Locke. It's called Heaven My Home. This is the follow-up to Bluebird, which I read over the summer, and one of the things that attracted me to this, and these books are recommended to me by Jaclyn over at 6 Minutes for Me. I'll try to remember to leave a link to her channel down below, is that these books are set near where I grew up in East Texas, and they involve an African-American Texas Ranger and struggles against racism, and kind of set in an area of the world that I know fairly intimately. So this is what I'm going to try to read before the end of the year, which only gives me about 3 days, but I'm not working right now. I finally think I'm satisfied with where the whole Dude Bro Lit thing came out. I want to thank everybody for their awesome comments to the Dude Bro Lit video I made. I want to thank Steve for creating his video again with his definition of Dude Bro Lit. Again, I'll try to remember leave a link down to that below. In Steve's one of the videos Steve made last week, and I've been kind of away from BookTube for just a little while, he mentioned that I frustrate him regularly, and what he was frustrated with me with most regularly, he was doing his own version of the Meet the Booktuber tag, but he was frustrated with me because I mentioned my dogs and then I didn't show my dogs. So here is some video footage of my dogs.
Zelda.
just for you, Steve, there you go. That's Zelda, the black Great Dane, and Ike, our little kind of fluffy mutt dog, and their craziness. I always, one of the things that I think I like the most about Steve is his love for dogs and his understanding for dogs. I'm not sure that I'm quite the dog expert that he is, but I've always in my life had that kind of dog thing. My wife's the same way. She's a complete dog person, where dogs just have a tendency to gravitate to us and we to them. I don't know if you saw it in the video there, is that when Zelda and I play, Zelda likes to put my entire arm in her mouth. And being a Great Dane, you know, you're aware of how much restraint and love she's showing you by playing with you in that way, because I'm relatively sure she could almost bite my arm off if she chose to, but she doesn't because she loves me. That's always a great feeling, and one of those unique relationship things you can have with a dog. Zelda. And then, as if on cue, Zelda goes crazy, barking at something across the street, which I can't see. And only she can see. Anyway, some other things I like to do in these videos is I like to mention some other BookTube stuff. I don't know if you subscribe to Tilly's Shelf, but you should. Tilly's a great booktuber from England. She's a nurse. She does a lot of work also with helping refugees in Europe, which is just great. And she and her mom's name is Ross, she and her mom made a video together in which they talk about her mom's best reads of 2019. And it's just delightful, kind of it's about books, but it's also about a wonderful relationship between mother and daughter. And I just thoroughly enjoyed that. I'll definitely leave a link to that video down below. And then I also want to leave a link to a video about a review for a book called Supermarket. I've never read the book Supermarket. I don't remember the author's name, but the book was reviewed on a channel that's new to me called Read Between the Lines. And what struck me about that video was the enthusiasm for books and for that book that the maker of the video showed. So I will leave a link to that video down below as well, so you can get to check out his channel and see what his enthusiasm for books is. I really like that. So I think my next video is a review of Dane Cobain's kind of thriller mystery novel called Formerly. That may be up tomorrow. And then on the 31st or the 1st, I will post my best books, my top 10 books of 2019 video. Anyway, there you go. That's Saturday Hodgepodge for today. As always, look forward to your comments in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.